Hey Donovan, I wanted to just share this video with you real quick. I did it on your wife's business, her staffing agency, and I began by just kind of Googling some search terms that would be relevant to her business. So I Googled Austin, Texas staffing agencies. I also Googled staffing Austin, Texas, and I did a couple of them. So just to start here, I know that you're aware. I'm not sure if Marche is aware that this top section here is basically AdWords. This is paid search, and so then you have your organic in the maps, which there's several things that you can do to accomplish ranking in the maps. One of those things is we use a software called Yext, and so we currently don't have that software. But if we're gonna be getting real active with this, that would be one of the pieces of software that we need to obtain. It would cost us about $400 a month, but we would be able to offer this maps listing to multiple businesses for a small increase in that $400. But that is a pretty powerful tool. And then, of course, all this down here is basically organic until you get to the bottom, and then you've got AdWords down here as well in positions what we call this 4, 5, and 6. So obviously where you want to be is in 1, 2, or 3. We consistently see this staffing agency, Robert Half, just from all the searches that I did. He pretty much dominated the number one position, and then these two rotated amongst other agencies. And so I ended up going to some of their websites. This is the Robert Half website. As you can see, very organized, clean. And so one of the things that I noticed on a couple of the sites is, first thing they ask you, are you wanting to hire or are you looking for a job? And then, of course, depending on what you click, is going to take you to a different part of the website. Maybe one takes you to a form for someone that's looking for a job. One takes you to a completely different form that gets the person that wants to hire all their info and then logs that into like a CRM software. So what I did is I took this Robert Half business and I ran him through a software called SpyFu. And so SpyFu basically tells me how much he spends on AdWords every month. And this particular company is spending $77,000 a month on AdWords. They're targeting 13,000 paid keywords, and we can obtain a list of all those keywords. With this particular software, we can also obtain his actual how he's got his AdWords set up. I can kind of like get that information from this SpyFu software. The software breaks down his organic competitors and his paid competitors, who those companies would be. And then as well, you continue to scroll down here, and he's got like the keywords that are that other individuals are bidding on as well. It's kind of like the keyword universe, and it'll kind of break down some of the top keywords that are found in multiple staffing agencies, because those are obvious high coveted keywords, which mean that they probability have a high conversion rate of converting over to a customer. And so people that have been doing this for a long time, a lot of times you can kind of let them lead the way. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just see what some of the best agencies out there are doing, and then just kind of follow suit. A lot of the small guys, once you put some of these things into place, you'll outcompete all of the smaller guys. They won't be able to keep up with you. I've looked at another company on here. Let's go. This is another one called System One. Website is real corny. I mean, you could see that there's not a lot of, it's just kind of real super simplistic. It looks like a much smaller company than the other company. They've got some a nice, whoever programmed the website did a good job on it. So all of that looks really good. This particular company has a lot of pages, a lot of different things that they're targeting. And like in my earlier video where I was explaining to Donovan that the more content that you have on the website, the more possibilities for your website to be located for different search terms depending on what it is that you want to be found for. So looked at that as well. Reliable staffing. This is a something very simplistic. They've got their jobs listed on here, so you can basically go to their website and apply for some of the current jobs that they've got going on, and that's pretty neat. And so I could tell that they had multiple locations when I landed on the website, and it showed me that it was a branch. But this is a lot of times when you look at these websites will give you the layout of what your website should look like, or at least to give yourself the best opportunity to compete. You want to look as big as you possibly can. And so having a website that makes your company look much bigger than it actually is an advantage to you. This was another staffing website called Ultimate Staffing Services. And so content, as we talked about, is what you want to keep out there. Whether that means that you're writing blogs, you're doing videos, you're staying active on social media. All of that is considered content. And the more content that you're putting out there, you're creating like this digital spider web that points back to your website. This company, what I really like about them is the thought that they put behind everything. For example, they're giving away $10,000 for your referrals. Find out how. So obviously, they spike interest there. They got somebody that's gonna, you're gonna follow them. They're gonna basically create a database. And this is this is what you do to take a cold list and begin nurturing it to a warm list. Is create things like this. I did also go to Facebook, and so this is the ad library for Robert Half. So these are all of the ads that they've been running on Facebook. You could actually see the ad details on each one of them, and kind of like see exactly how it played out. When you clicked, where did it go? So things like that are real important to put the thought behind, like the strategy. How are we going to lay this pathway out to bring cold traffic into your business and then nurture that traffic and create it from cold to warm to an actual, something you generated income from. But I'm excited about this. Let's put a plan together. And you definitely, number one, you got to have a professional website. I mean, the domain where you're like, does it beat web.weblance, and that don't work. You got to have a real something that is yours, belongs to you. It's building your brand. It's building your image. It's building your company, and that's kind of that's your office space on the internet. You gotta make that thing look good. But let's get this started, Donovan. I'm gonna send this video out to you and just follow up with a phone call. Thank you so much.